I'd like to remind you, I actually dropped it, sorry. This tent right here in front of me, so my right, your left, there's still food available for a small donation if you'd like to give it. They also have a bunch of these constitutions that have the Kentucky and Virginia resolution, great read. If you want a copy of this, go over to this tent and go ahead and they'll give it to you. They bought a whole big bunch of them for you. So, I don't want to irk anybody off here, but normally I don't like lawyers. There are a few, though, I do like. There's a few lawyers out there who are doing their job. Because remember that regardless of where that lawyer practices or what that lawyer practices, they're employees of the state. They're sworn to defend the Constitution of New Hampshire and of the United States. And occasionally we find one who actually does that. And this next one does it with zeal. It's probably the loudest applause you'll ever give an attorney. He's a Second Amendment attorney. Pro-Second Amendment attorney, let me put it that way. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for EvanNappen.
Okay, well, I love lawyer jokes, let me tell you. They're the best. But this is my daughter who's agreed to help me today because I'm sure many of you are familiar with Jeff Foxworthy's Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? We're going to play a little game right now. It's called Is Joe Biden Smarter Than a Sixth Grader? Which is my daughter Abby is in sixth grade. Let me see, does this come out? Here we go. Here's the question. Abby, I'm going to ask you a question, and we're going to test that right now. Okay, what's a better gun to have to defend yourself? Okay, a 12-gauge double-barrel shotgun or an AR-15 with a 30-round magazine? Now think about it and give your answer. Go ahead.
My AR-15.
Oh, her AR-15. Very good. You've just proven that you are smarter than Joe Biden. Thank you very much for helping us play that game. Aw, thanks, hon. Okay, and we'll go shooting later. Okay. Now, you know, this is a really, I've spoken at many different rallies, and this one is, I love this is the Day of Resistance rally, which is just fantastic. I love that. And, you know, when it comes to resistance, that really is the new, so to speak, movement in gun rights, is resistance. We've actually gotten to the point where part of the fight for our gun rights is the fact that we got the guns, right? I mean, ultimately, if you really want to push the envelope, we have the guns, folks. That's right. So when that's right, millions of us, millions. 85 million, there you go. Well, let me tell you something. What is this idea of resistance? I'll tell you what it is. It's our birthright as Americans, right? Our birthright as Americans, and what's more, here in New Hampshire, we have a very special statement about resistance that has been in our state constitution since its founding. And that is a very special right that you won't find listed in too many others, if any other, state constitutions. And on the Day of Resistance rally, it needs to be read. And that is Part 1, Article 10 of New Hampshire's Constitution, called the Right of Revolution. That's right. Listen to what... You know, this is our constitutional amendment. I mean, you got to be extra proud when you hear the words that are in this amendment. Government being instituted for the common benefit, protection, and security of the whole community, and not for the private interest or emolument of any one man, family, or a class of men. Therefore, whenever the ends of government are perverted, and the public liberty manifestly endangered, and all other means of redress are ineffectual. The people may and of right ought to reform the old or establish a new government. The doctrine of non-resistance against arbitrary power and oppression is absurd, slavish, and destructive of the good and happiness of mankind. That is our state constitutional amendment. Right on. That is the best. You gotta love that amendment. And we want to live it, and we mean it when we live here in New Hampshire. We really mean it. So, I want to point something out to all of you here that you may not know. You may not know this. If you look at the top of that arch, right over there, the very top, is a Gatling gun. A real Gatling gun. Right on top of the arch, you can see it. That Gatling gun, Spanish-American War, actual Gatling on the top of the arch. Now I want you to notice the direction that that gun is pointing is away from here. But you have to know that should the time ever come where our rights meet what's Article, right there, Article 10, Part 1, the direction of that Gatling gun can turn around, can it? That's right. So keep it in mind. We ultimately have the power. And today, on the day of resistance, we're talking about that power. We're not going to take it anymore. We're not. I'm sick of gun owners being made the scapegoat every time some nutcase does something stupid with a gun. It's not us. And we're not, that's right. We didn't do it, and we shouldn't be made scapegoats in which legislation gets proposed, knee-jerk legislation that only affects us and our rights and does nothing about the nutcase that needs to be dealt with. And why isn't he being dealt with, or she? Because there's a breakdown in our system on having to deal with what really matters and what really counts. That's right.
They make laws, but they don't enforce them.
That's right, they do. They absolutely do. So, I know we've been here and we're all pretty cold, and you've listened to a lot of speakers, so what I want to do right now real quick is something that means a lot to me, and I think it will to you. You know, this sign right there, come and take it, and the Moulin Levee, and again, this resistance that is throughout the gun rights community as our movement, I want to show what we're talking about when we talk about resistance, and here's what I'd like you to do. If you have a firearm and it's unloaded, hold it up, and if you don't, make the sign of the gun. Hold it up, everyone. Come on, do this, just like this. That's right, ready? That's right. Now ready? Repeat it, here we go. Come and take it. Come and take it. Come and take it. Come and take it. And take it. Thank you very much, folks. Thank you.
Croc TV.